Hello, hello. Hello, everybody. TikTok also. Hello, TikTok. Today we're talking about changes. I wanted to. Hello, Maria. I wanted to talk about changes. I wanted to do this dialogue because one of you asked me, what is the right time to change career or job, and I decided why not to do a whole dialogue about the changes, about the right circumstances, about how to promote changes in our lives. And I think it is perfect subject for today because today is, as probably you know, a very rare conjunction. So, hi, how are you, Shri? Today is a very, very interesting day. Today is a rare conjunction. Uranus and Jupiter connecting in the sign of Taurus. So last time it happened 1941 in this particular sign, but it does happen every like 13 years, I think, but in different signs. And last time it was in 2010. So if you want to see why is it significant for us? Because Uranus is the planet of cardinal changes, very fast changes. And so when something like this happens, Jupiter is the planet of expansion, and Uranus is the planet of cardinal changes. The changes are coming to our lives. So I thought I will talk today about changes because the changes are coming anyway. So might as well talk about them. So, but it is today, and almost right before the full moon that's coming in on Wednesday. Anyways, I'm so happy to see you all. I hope you didn't miss me too much. I did miss the dialogues, but I recorded yesterday a video. I wanted to put it early, but unfortunately it took me some time to load it. So, but watch it. It's about astrocartography, also a new subject for me, and who knows, maybe a new subject will be for you. It's on YouTube, for TikTok, and it is on YouTube for YouTube. It's really interesting. I told my experience and I explained all the signs where your lines could be, so you can choose for yourself the perfect place to live. All right, so that's that. And also in that video, I answered the question about the prenuptial agreement. If you want to listen to it. All right, so let's start with the changes, and then I will answer a question. All right, so we all you probably wondering. Some people have a lot of changes in life. Some people are slow to change. I know people that lived their whole life where they were born, and they do the same thing, and they are married to their high school sweetheart, and they're absolutely fine with where they're standing. Now, I always was thinking that their life must be super boring. Now, this is not true. Only recently I realized that the different people have different ambitions and different needs, so to say. For some people, change is a must-have need, and for some people, change is absolutely not needed. So whether you want changes or not, you will have enough of them for your development. But I wouldn't be pushing yourself for changes just because you think it's a current fashion, or just because everybody's traveling, I have to travel too. Just because everybody's moving, I have to move too. Don't do that. Only change if you are really, really wanting to change. If you have this urge to change, and we'll go through that. Now, some energies welcome, some energies drove changes faster to them, some less. Now, masculine energy is obviously much faster to change, especially energy of air. Energy of air needs change. It's moving, so it needs change. It's actually in captivity. Energy of air will suffocate and become very dirty and can start brewing some some unneeded drama. So energy of air is the ones that having changes all the time. For them, actually, it's a little maybe hard to ground themselves into something. But overall, that's basically them. So energy of air will have changes whether they want it or not, but they like it. They thrive in changes and they enjoy it. Now, energy of fire gets changes a lot, but it's not because they want the changes, but because they want to do something. And because they want to do something, It's like they get changes whether they want it or not, just because they're so active and they want to try everything. So they might not love the changes that much, but they will definitely get them just because they couldn't sit in one place. Now, the feminine energies, water and earth, are not as easy to change, especially earth. Earth is hard to change. They need to have their roots stuck somewhere, and they need to make sure that they're stuck well. So it's hard for them to change the surrounding, the people around them, the beliefs, their place of living, place even of vacation. I know some people that go on vacation to the same spot for maybe 20 years and they enjoy it and they continue going because it's just they're comfortable like that. And so energy of earth is probably, if you are energy of earth, changes will probably not be coming as easy into your life as you would want them to come. Doesn't mean that you shouldn't be having changes. You should, obviously, as everybody. And changes are not something that you just okay, so I'm ready, you can come. It is something that you would need to do some work to have. If you want, changes will come, but it won't be favorable for you. Now, energy of water also not very open to changes, because water likes stability, likes to kind of comfort, but to keep water clean, it has to move. So there must be some kind of changes, at least sometimes. As I'm energy of water dominant, I know that for myself that I do need changes. Is it stressful? Yes, it is stressful, but I do need them periodically. I wouldn't lie. Now, so this is this basically it. So you can just based on that, you already will know, will you have a lot of changes in life or will you have not a lot of changes in life? And your inner energy will draw either changes or stability. So if you are, for example, sitting in your apartment, you like just hate everything. I hate these people. I'm tired of everything. I'm tired of this apartment. I'm like if you will keep thinking thoughts like this, you will draw the changes in your life. The changes will come. So now, on the other hand, if you're energy of earth and you're like, my God, I'm loving, I created such a cozy little place, and everything is just so perfect. So you just loving it. Probably there won't be much changes. And at one point, a lot of changes might hurt, and no changes might hurt as well. Now, whether you like changes or not, no matter what kind of energy you are, we came to this life experience to develop. And development, most of all, comes through changes, some kind of changes. Otherwise, how will you develop? I mean, even if I'm running every day, my body will change somewhat. Even if I don't want it to change, it will somehow change. It will become maybe leaner, maybe more muscle. So this is just like that. You could not avoid changes if you are developing and if you are progressing. Now, if you are just stuck on the same level and you don't want to develop, progress, then obviously nothing will change. You probably won't be having changes, but there will be like serious life lessons that you will have to do, because you're not changing, you're not developing. Anyways, you will have to develop. You came here to develop. You choose to be here to develop. So you will be forced to some kind of changes, but those changes might not be as easy. So when you when you start changing, any changes should come to you and should be welcomed. You should be open to changes like that. And I know a person who doesn't like changes much, not very easy to kind of welcome changes, but we should. If you have the right approach to changes and if you have the right energy, it will be a much smoother ride. I'm telling you, I'm observing my people energy of air, and I see how they enjoy changes, and I'm learning from them. And I think they're in my life for that reason, to teach me how to be more flexible and more enjoying this kind of this. I will never be obviously like them, and I probably don't want to be like them. But it's a completely different experience when you're looking at the changes with open heart and excitement. The changes are completely different. They're enjoyable. They're not a threat or something difficult. Now, changes come only when we have enough energy for them. So this is our usual level of living. Usually everybody has their own like level of energy. Some people, if some people it's high, for some people it's lower, but it's usually the same. Like we always have the same. Sometimes it goes up, sometimes it goes down, but usually it is the same. And this is the energy level that we enough for our current living. So it is enough for me to make this amount of money, afford this amount of bills, live in this apartment or in this city, and this like this. So this is, everybody has this. Everybody has the same, and not everybody has some kind of floor and ceiling for their energies. Sometimes it goes up, sometimes it goes down, but we're right here. Now, for changes to come, you need to get energy. Long time ago, maybe like 6 or 7 years ago, I was listening to somebody, and she said, my life is like this. I collect energy, I increase my energy, and then I do a jump. Then I ground myself, and then I collect more energy, and then I do change again. I'm like, what is she talking about? That time I only was just starting with the Reiki. Was training to be a Reiki master. I was a Reiki practitioner, but I still was not like very knowledgeable in the subject. And the only when I learned, when I started getting deeper into this subject, I understood that what she meant. So basically, if you want any kind of changes, you need to increase your energy level, and probably you will, regardless. So like why energy of air is so easy to kind of to change, because their energy fluctuates very much. Sometimes they're high, sometimes they're low. And it's normal for them. What is not normal for them is to stay on one level, but even they have the same kind of level. So even though they're changing their maybe place of living, surrounding, or maybe I don't know, maybe their cars, it's still in the same kind of budget. So, but anyways, for the changes to come, you need to have more energy. If you don't have energy, if you don't have extra energy, there won't be no changes, unless those changes are extremely necessary for your development. So if you've been living in the same house for 30 years with the same partner, with everything, you're completely not developing, and your consciousness knows that that it's not developed. I'm talking to YouTube and to you. Just listen. Basically, if you are living like this, you are not nothing is changing. Then like you will be pushed to some kind of change. Maybe something happened, maybe something will happen with their loved ones or something like that. So you will be pushed to change. You will be pushed to make some kind of decisions that you are not comfortable with making, and you didn't make before, or something, or that you never thought about doing, or something like that. Like you will be pushed to do it. So changes should be coming. But again, at that point, probably the change will come even if you don't have enough energy. Natural change, the change that you would welcome, will come only on extra energy. So that's what it says. Sometimes changes come on their own when we're stuck. Those changes might not be easy. If you yeah, so basically, if you are not willing to change yourself, the changes will come to you. And it is better if you will start changing on your own, like experiencing something. How you can start changing? You can start experiencing, maybe if you don't like to travel, maybe going to a different restaurant, or maybe socializing with different people, or getting a new hobby. So something you need to kind of welcome new experience into your life. This is how you can do, even if you energy of first and you don't like changes. Still welcome something little, and who knows where it could lead. If you don't want the changes to come hard way. The changes also, whether they're big or small, they depend on a few things. They depend on our energy level, and on our overall aura. So we have an aura. It's like an egg around us. Some people have a small one, some people have a large one, some people have it like a few meters wide. Those people have really, really wide energy. Those people, you can feel them. They walk into a place and you, like, everybody is just looking at them, even if they're just like modestly dressed. They hold this aura. They hold themselves like that. Um, so depending on your energy, like on your aura, the changes will be either small or large, also depending on the energy. So that aura has to be filled up with energy, and if it's not filled up, then you don't have enough to basically for your own living to support this huge aura, not necessarily to move and to do some kind of changes. So you need to make sure that your overall that your energy space is big enough for the changes. You need to make sure that your energy is that you have the energy within yourself, and you need to make sure that that energy is balanced. So if, for example, you have so with in that within that aura, we have energy fields where, like onions with layers, and those layers are energy fields that correspond to our main chakras. So, for example, the heart chakra has an energy field, and then the throat chakra has an energy field, and like this. So we have a few. Now, all of them has to be balanced, because if we have only like let's say third chakra only developed, and we have this only energy field for the third chakra, and others are missing, it would be hard. So energy has to be balanced. Really, it does depend. Also, depending on how big your aura, your changes will be either small or large. Like, you probably know people from Miami, New York. You probably know this guy. I'm not going to tell his name, but you know that he became very wealthy. He became from a taxi driver to a billionaire in no time. And I believe that he really has. I mean, I never connected to his aura, but I believe he has a very huge energy space. People don't become just billionaires overnight if they have a small energy space. They wouldn't be able to hold this energy. They wouldn't be able to control it. And that's why some people who win the lottery, some become very successful, increase the money, and some just waste the money within like a couple of years. Again, for the same reason. Some has a huge energy space that they have space for energy and they can stretch it, and some just have a small energy space, and when the extra energy comes, they don't know what to do with it. So the same with your changes. Now, if you have a small energy space, then maybe traveling to another city is like a huge step for you, a huge change, even for the weekend to another city. But maybe if you have a huge energy space, moving to another country will be like nothing for you. So that's basically it. Like, it depends on that. Don't feel sad if you are not if there are no such huge changes in your life, and you're feeling like, well, some people have huge changes. Maybe your aura is just not large enough, and doesn't mean that those people that have huge changes, they're happy. For the most part, those people are just they just feel this urge to get, like, for something to increase, to become bigger. It's not that easy, honestly. I mean, I don't have that huge energy space to become a billionaire overnight, but I know that this constant push for changes is challenging. It is really challenging. Okay, so basically think about that. If you don't have this urge to change, maybe you just don't need it. I know people who live in the same place, with the same spouses, with the same hobbies, go to the same restaurants for years and years, and they're absolutely happy. Who knows? Maybe they're even happier than me, or somebody who has even a bigger energy space. So don't believe that you need the changes because others are changing. Like, I remember at my work, I had this person. He was hired, and he only worked for a couple months, and we were working together on one project. And I remember he said he changes employer every half a year. First of all, I didn't even know you can do that, because on your resume it looks kind of, like you're staying on for half a year, but he's not only changing every half a year, he's also upgrading. So he increases his positions all the time. And he said, well, I'm not looking like on, I'm recruited, I'm actively recruited, so it doesn't matter what is on my resume. But I wanted to say, yes, it's good for him. He's constantly moving. He was growing, and I kind of felt a little maybe like, why am I not like him? But would I be like, was I ready for that? Probably not. I mean, I could not. I wasn't at that moment. I wasn't able to tolerate the changes that fast. I would probably need half a year just to get to get comfortable with one company, to get used to the people I'm working with and the clients. I mean, there's no way for me to change the company every half a year. So, but at that moment, I was maybe. I mean, I don't have this feeling of envy, but maybe I was a little like, why am I not like him? Again, because we're just different. All right. So changes will also come when you are attached to something. Remember, you're just by yourself in this world, and you have to experience everybody else's phantoms. Now, when you get too attached to a phantom, I mean, as strange as it sounds, you putting the phantom on a pedestal, and this is never right. You should only put yourself on a pedestal, nobody else. You should, and if you're getting attached to something, so for example, if you are so attached to your house and you are afraid that that you will never have a house as good as this, that you will never be able to find a new house, like if you are so attached that you start having fears, that house probably will disappear from your life somehow, because you are supposed to develop, not to get attached. The same with people. If you're getting attached to somebody, you're basically betraying yourself. Getting attached in a good way is not bad, but getting too attached to the point that you're afraid to lose the person, that's a little extreme, because first of all, how can you lose somebody? You could not really. And second, I mean, are you that not self-centered that your life depends on that person? Your life couldn't depend on anybody but you, and that's it. And if you have one person, you probably will be able to get another one as well. So I want you to. This is very important, because I even had like a whole. I was doing a whole course on this, on attachment and changes. Energetically, we shouldn't be attaching ourselves to nothing. And if we attach, it will be gone, because our subconscious will not forgive us if we put in something ahead of us, something more important than us. It will be removed, because when we are afraid to lose somebody, when we are like in constant stress, we basically we're causing ourselves this uneasy feeling, and the body has to protect you. So the body will get rid of that person somehow, to make sure that you don't have the stress. So don't attach yourself to nothing, not to your job. I remember I used to be, at one point I was afraid to lose my job, even though I don't understand why. I mean, I had an amazing resume, I could find a job like this, but I was always afraid. And I know I was not afraid to lose the job. I was afraid to lose that comfort that the job was giving me, comfort and security. And one of my mentors once told me, what you're afraid of, you probably will. So what you're afraid of happening probably will happen. So you need to stop with that. You need to stop being afraid of losing the job. And that's what happened. I mean, I still lost the job, but on a very good terms. But yeah, basically like this. But because I was so attached to it, it's there's always this kind of threat that I might lose a job. Like always, either they were cutting people off for this reason or for that reason. So the threat, it was like always around me because of my fear. So, but again, because I thought that without this job, I won't be able to provide, to create the security and to manage my life if that job would be taken from me. So basically like that. Now, so don't get attached to nothing. Now, how to welcome changes and how to promote changes in your life. I wanted to say something. Your life will be full of changes if you will have, if you on the time when you were born, all your planets will be direct. If those planets are direct, they are not retrograde, chances are your whole life will be one big change. You will be always moving forward. Doesn't mean that it would be unpleasant changes. They probably could be, they probably will be pleasant, but you will always have an urge to move forward. Like, for example, um, I analyzed long time ago myself and my classmates from primary school. So born all in the same year, almost. But some of us change really a lot. Like really, like me, I changed the country, I changed this, like a lot of things. But some people they were just like stuck. But I hack in the stuck, so it's not like bad thing. So I was actually checking, since they were like my friends since childhood. I knew their birthdays, so I checked their birthdays, and most of those people that are not moving in life, they have a lot of planets retrograde. Me, I don't have not even one. I think only one planet is retrograde. So what I want to say is that if you have a lot of planets retrograde, you have to kind of finish up what you didn't finish in your previous life, so to say, your previous lesson. Now, if all the plans are direct, you will be moving forward. There's no other way. So that's it basically. If you have that, just accept that you will have changes, and that's all. All right. Now, how to welcome changes? You need to understand, why do you want changes? What keeps you comfortable right now, and what would you want to change? As I said, a lot of people want changes because it's a current fashion. Like, I was just watching TikTok before the live, and the girl there, she's American. She moved to, not sure, I think Czech Republic or something. So she lived there, and then she got disappointed, and she moved back, and she started talking about, so somebody asked her, well, why did you move there? And she's like, well, everybody was moving, so I moved to. So don't do any kind of changes in your life because it's somebody else doing it, because it's a current fashion. Don't. It's not. Don't. Oh, that's interesting. Don't like realize what you want. I mean, is this what you want? Or it's just because everybody's doing it and you just want to do it. So this is important. Understand why do you want changes, and what keeps you comfortable right now. Maybe maybe you don't really want changes. Like, what is your comfort at this moment? Will you create that comfort if you will be changing? Like, if, for example, you like a backyard very much, you like to have barbecue, you like to invite friends for the barbecue, and now you want to move to a big city, live in a condo with a small balcony, obviously no option for backyard. I mean, will you be okay if your backyard is the best part of your life right now? You see what I'm saying? It's very important to make sure that your changes will not sacrifice the pleasures of your life at this moment. That's first. Second one is, you need to have a vision. Otherwise, the changes will be coming, but not something that you expect. You really, about the vision, I speak often, and you really, really need to have a vision. Vision is something that you must at least approximately see yourself in a year, in 5 years, and in 10 years. Just by having changes, just being anxious in your current situation will not bring you to where you want to be. You really need to have a picture. Otherwise, the changes might not be as you would want them to be. So the vision is important. Don't do like this. Okay, so I will move to here, and then maybe I will meet a guy, and then maybe I will marry, maybe I'll have kids. No, maybe decide. Okay, so I'm moving to a bigger city. I'm getting an apartment. I'm moving to Brickell. I am getting an apartment, and I'm meeting I don't know, IT guy, and we're getting married, and we move to sunny Isles to live and raise kids. Like this, you really need to have a vision. Vision is important. Trust me, I know this for myself. When I welcomed the changes without a vision, they were like, and you know, it's like universe was telling me, you wanted the changes. Here are the changes. What's not right? So vision is important. So that's that. Another thing is, so how to welcome the change, so the changes will come good. You don't need to get attached to anything or anybody. Remember that things, people, locations, they help us to develop, but they are not the center of our world. The center of our world is us. I was in Italy just now. I loved Italy. I mean, but I can't put Italy on pedestal. I am on pedestal. So now I'm in Serbia. Yeah, it's not Italy, but there is still amazing things that I'm experiencing, that I'm growing in. So I can like no place, no person, definitely no material objects could be the center of your world. You will become. It's like changes will be hard if you will be attached to something. So you're supposed to be like little cloud. You're supposed to be raised and moved. But if part of your cloud is tied to a favorite couch, I mean, how are you going to raise and move? You will be dragging the couch after you. It will be a little hard. It will be a little hard, and maybe you wouldn't move that far because you have that couch tied to your to one part of your cloud. So make sure that you are not attached. The same with people. If you're attached to some kind of maybe you have a friend and you don't want to leave that friend. I mean, well, this is kind of even silly because friend can visit you, you can visit the friend. But for example, if you have a group of friends and you guys always have fun together, you go for brunch every Sunday, and now you decided to move to a bigger city and the friends are staying, and you're like, well, but how I'm going just to leave my friends like this? I mean, it's wrong. You shouldn't be attached. You shouldn't be attached, because what will happen? You will move to bigger city and you will have hard times to meet new friends. That's basically it. Because you're holding on to those friends that are left in another place. Nobody says that you need to lose friends. I still keep friends in Clearwater, where I used to live, in New York, where I used to live. I mean, I have friends all over the world, and yeah, maybe I don't see them as often. Maybe I don't go to branches with them right now, but they still my friends, and I meet other people, and they just, it's life. I mean, those people help me develop a little bit. These people are also helping me to develop. The same with men. Don't hold on to men. I mean, if it's your man really, and you guys are really having this connection, then obviously you should kind of make it work with him. But he shouldn't be the one holding you from the changes. I mean, just because he doesn't want to travel, don't tell him, okay, I'm leaving you, but you can negotiate something. You can travel by yourself, or maybe with a friend, or with me, or maybe you guys can travel once a year, so it won't be too much stress on him. But nobody and nothing can hold you from changes. Again, if it will hold, the changes will still come, but they will be harder. Like, for example, you like your car, you drive your car all the time, you just enjoy your car so much, so very, very much. But you can't take your car with you to, let's say you're going on a work trip for 2 months to another country. And now you're just miserable every time you take in a subway, or you're miserable because you rented a car that's not like your car. I mean, like, do you want, like, the changes should be welcome. You should be, okay, let me experience something new, and then I will come back to my car, like that, basically. Another point is you need to relax and accept the changes. So it happens often. It happens in my life, and I'm sure it happens in your life. We often want changes, but when they come, we're trying to control everything. We're trying to kind of to put those changes into our usual kind of ideas about the world. Like, for example, I'm here in Serbia. I went to a restaurant. People that are smoking, they're sitting in the restaurant smoking. And I mean, I haven't experienced that in maybe, I don't know, 20 years. That was the last time they smoked in the United States. So what I want to say is that instead of me sitting there and they're being all upset, I mean, why not to take a table outside and not be bothered by that? So, like, it would be much better. And when I actually accepted that, yesterday I went to a restaurant and they have smoking and non-smoking sections, which was amazing for me. I mean, I sit in non-smoking section, and even in smoking one, nobody was smoking. So But because of why? Because I relaxed and I accepted. I'm like, okay, fine, this is the reality I'm in right now. The food is good. It's not that I'm going to avoid going out to eat, but just maybe I should sit outside. I mean, the weather is not that bad. So that's what it is. So now don't try to control and put everything into your idea of world, into your present idea. You want to change that idea, right? So be open to to changes and accept them. Remember, you shouldn't be like a stone. A stone doesn't accept much into you. You should be like a sponge. When you put a sponge under the water, the sponge absorbs water. But if you put a stone under the water, yeah, it will get wet outside, but inside it won't get nothing. So be a sponge. Accept, whatever you want, whatever is best for you. Relax, be open and accept the changes. It's really important, honestly. I see people who want changes and then they fight the changes as much as they can. They try to control them. They try to control. They want the new relationships, and they try to control the relationships to be what they imagine them to be. This is very strange. I mean, like I even caught myself in Florence. I like this guy. I like him for a particular reason. But then I caught myself. Look, he's not acting as I would want him to act. Like for a second. And I will tell you exactly what I didn't like. I didn't like that he was not texting me like all the time, so to say. And then I caught myself. I'm like, Anastasia, but you like him, that he's like this. He's energy of air. You shouldn't be expecting him to text. And when I realized that, I was like, okay, that's actually a good thing that he's not stalking me, because I don't like that. And it changed, really changed. The conversation with him changed, and he started writing more. So that's basically it. Don't try to change the changes. Don't try to put the changes into your perspective, into your box. It would be very wrong. Allow the changes to put you into their box, into something new, into a new environment, into a new relationship, into new kind of experiences. Allow that to happen instead. Okay. And the most important one is you need to increase your energy level. The more available energy you have, the faster the changes will come, and the grander the changes will be in your life. This is important. Everything that I told you about that is important, but without extra energy, there's no changes. There won't be no changes. You will revert right back. I used to live in Clearwater, and then I remember I had a company in Clearwater. I had my own company, and I became a little too comfortable. I wanted to change. I wanted to move somewhere. But I thought at that time I need to get myself into shape, into everything. So I started going to the gym. I was eating really healthy. So within like a few months, my energy went up very high. So what did I do? I moved to New York. And I moved to New York, and I stayed there for maybe a few months. My energy dropped very fast and very unpredictably. And what did I do? I went back to Clearwater. And I was going back and forth like this for maybe a year, even a little longer. Why? Because I didn't have enough energy. And no, not like this. I had enough energy. I couldn't ground the energy, and I couldn't keep it within myself. I went to New York, and I was like, here's my energy. Take it all. I don't need it. That was wrong. Within 5 months, I was already done. I was drained. So we need to and you see, even at that point, I had more energy to even make that first move to New York. If I wouldn't have that extra energy, I wouldn't move. So you need to have extra energy for any kind of change, some kind of change. How to do this? How to get the energy? You need to focus on yourself. Usually, when we get extra energy in our aura, we tend to spend it on others. Like, for example, when you drink alcohol, do you just stay quietly and enjoy your extra energy? I mean, you feel amazing. At least when I drink alcohol, that's how I felt. But no, what we do, we either go dancing, or we start texting everybody, calling everybody, or we start just talking to random strangers, hugging everybody. So we're pushing that extra energy outside. We we're trying to kind of and to waste that energy on basically on others and on something outside. That's good if you are like this. If not, some people are start fighting or getting in trouble. That's even worse. So you need to really focus on yourself. Focus and ground that extra energy within you. At one point, you might feel like really like you breathe and you expand it, like you don't have enough to breathe, and that's good. Just keep it within yourself. Focus on your plans, on your vision, and it will come. Don't try to like waste it on others and helping this and helping and this person and helping that person and doing this and this. That won't bring changes. This is just you will be just waste your energy. I wrote here. Um, we tend to spend extra energy to help others. Focus on yourself. Don't save dolphins. Okay, so that's the first one. The second one is you need to balance overall energy. This is what I do on energy alignment every month. But you don't have to do it with me. You can do it with yourself. You can do it with yourself. Do the meditation, I am pleasure. The first one that I put in that meditation, you basically balance every single chakra. It's guided meditation, so you don't even need to do nothing. Just listen and do what I say. So if you will balance every single chakra, you will balance the aura. It has to be though equally balanced, kind of. So you can do it yourself. You don't have to do it with me. You can do it with another energy practitioner. Just make sure they do it right. So how you should feel? You should feel calm, confident, composed, more relaxed, like that for the most part. And you should feel like you can do, that you believe in yourself. You start more confident, basically. So you need to do that. That's important, especially if you have some energy fields that are underdeveloped or maybe not developed at all. You need to make sure you work on them. Especially if you don't have energy of air and you want changes, you need to work on your 3 upper chakras. This is important. I worked on my 3 upper chakras maybe for the last year, but I don't have air at all for me, so for me it was crucial. These three upper chakras and corresponding energy fields will move you forward as long as you ground yourself. So don't work on the 3 upper chakras if you don't have a good base. Make sure you ground in yourself. This is actually forbidden to work on 3 upper chakras if you don't have strong first chakra. You need to always keep grounded. You don't want to fly around and without the aim or vision. You need to make sure that you stuck to the ground. You don't want to take all your savings and just go vacation spree just because I told you welcome changes. You need to make sure that you kind of you don't hurt yourself with these changes. So like that, make sure that you work on your energy. This is important. And if you don't want to listen to my meditation, this is what you can do. Let's do it even together. Relax your body and then focus on your tailbone and say, I am pleasure. Then focus on your womb and say, I feel pleasure. Then focus on your 3rd chakra, your solar plexus, and say, I attract pleasure. Then focus on your heart chakra and say, I love pleasure. Focus on your throat chakra and say, I speak pleasure. Focus on your 3rd eye and say, I see pleasure. And you should be over here. Imagine you're over here, a little above, and say, I understand pleasure. It doesn't have to be pleasure, honestly. It could be anything, but because we're ladies and we're developing our femininity, I use pleasure. But like this, you can balance. If you felt every single chakra, you should be right now like really feeling really good. Well, maybe for you it won't be right away, but that's the goal. That's where you should aim in for. All right. So energy work is important. You should also collect all your energy from all the other places. If you're traveling or if you lived somewhere, so for example, you lived in California for 10 years, you need to take all that energy back. Any place you lived, any place you visited, any person you've been with, you take the energy, your energy with you all the time. You don't leave your energy. I mean, you're not a charity kind of a charity being. You're your own being for your own development. So don't just leave your energy everywhere. Like me, I was on the plane from Italy to Serbia. What I did, I took my energy back from Italy because yeah, I love Italy and everything, but the energy belongs to me, and I'm not I'm not supporting Italy if I'm not there. So you basically say something like this: I take my energy back from Italy and from all the situation that happened over there, something like that. Energy gets purified and comes back to me like that. You can imagine like a wave of light coming to you, like a little golden, pearly white kind of. If it's easier for me, I don't. Intention is enough, but if you want to, you can do that. So that's what you do to get your energy. Take your energy from everywhere, especially from places where you spend a lot of time. Like I remember, I used to live in Clearwater. I lived in Clearwater. It's in Florida, Tampa Bay, for 7 years before I moved to New York, and I had a lot of growth in that place, a lot of activities, a lot of everything. I had my company there. I got my bachelor's there. That place held a lot of my energy, and only when and it seems like I'm always going back, and I had this kind of heavy feeling of every time there. And when I started working with energy, when I became a Reiki practitioner, when I started taking money from people, from places, one day I had this kind of epiphany that you should take energy back from Clearwater. You spent a lot of time there, and I did. I took it like I was putting this intention for like a few days. And next time I went to Clearwater, I was like absolutely neutral towards it. So you need to make sure that you take all your energy back from every place and every person and everything, especially where you spend a lot of your emotions. This will keep your energy to you. This will increase your energy, and then you will be open for changes. Now, how else you can increase your energy level? I mean, this I don't have to tell you. Basically, if you eat clean, if you exercise regularly, you should be good. If you watch your thoughts, make sure that your thoughts are positive. I mean, that's important. That's important. Your energy can either increase or decrease, and your goal is to increase. And with the older we become, it seems for some reason, I'm not sure why, the tendency is people are dropping energy, even though it shouldn't be like this. The older we become, the energy should increase, because right now our hormones are not as unbalanced, and we can really keep the energy together. We can really we're more rational. It's much easier to keep the energy. I was when I was studying geishas and their lifestyle and their energy practices, I was surprised because of that. Because in their culture, it is considered that the older the person, the better the energy, and not only that the energy is better, but it's larger. The energy capacity is larger. So basically, yeah, develop your energy, and and if you kind of if you're older, don't feel like your energy is dropping. Your energy just needs to be balanced properly and then kept well. All right. So another and the last point is move to your Uranus line. Yesterday I posted a video about astrocartography, and if you didn't watch it. It's all about how can you move somewhere to get particular changes in your life. So if you want to become loved, or like absolutely beautiful, see yourself beautiful, and be loved by everybody, be admired by everybody, you should move to your Venus line. Not going to repeat myself because it's all there. It's like a whole hour, you can watch it. But I also mentioned that Uranus line is where you get like really cardinal changes, really groundbreaking changes. I don't say that they might be good or bad, but if you have we're getting what we're focusing on. If you are really welcoming the changes and you know that they will be good, they will be good. If you're living on the or traveling on the line Uranus line and you are absolutely negative, probably the changes will not be so good. So in that also in that video, I also said that I know a couple people that lived on the Uranus line, and it's interesting. Even me, I was my Uranus line goes through London. And I remember when I was in London, I remember how hurt I was in the beginning. I was, my God, the first like 4 or 5 days, I was crying like every single day. But when I left London, I felt like invincible. I felt like I actually forgot to mention this yesterday on the video, but then I was thinking, I said, I re-listened to my dialogues myself. So I looked at my map and I looked close, and I'm like, and I remembered that when I was in London, this is what happened. I really, really like the changes came and they were huge. Were they easy? No, they were not easy because I was trying to control everything. And yeah, I was crying a lot, yes, but it was a while. I think it was like 4 years ago, 5 years ago. But after I left, I was there for 3 weeks. After I left, I felt like I can do anything. So if you want like really cardinally change your life, really um, really change your even thinking, move somewhere where your Uranus line goes through. And this you can go online and build your astrocartography chart. It's easy. It's there free. You don't have to do nothing. If you're really interested, I can send you a link to where I'm building for myself and for those that I'm curious about. So that's basically like this. If you really want changes right now, really fast changes. If you want slow kind of changes, then maybe Jupiter line. That's where you can also live or at least visit. I wouldn't just go and live in these places. I would visit them first. Because who knows, maybe you think you want changes, but when the changes will start coming, maybe you'll revert back to where you came from. Maybe you'll be like, okay, maybe comfort zone is not that bad after all. So that's it. Okay, I'm done. Just to sum it up, changes come only when we're ready. You won't get changes if you're not ready. To be ready for the changes, you need to make sure your energy level is higher than your usual energy level. You need to make sure that your overall aura is balanced. If your aura will not be balanced, doesn't mean that you won't have changes. The changes will come. It will be though not as easy or smooth, right? Like for example, what happened in London, I was not grounded enough. I was so not grounded that I felt like I was just like, what is the doll that has a magnet on the? No, I didn't even feel like this. I felt like I was just throwing around on the wind. That's how I felt. So you need to make sure that the aura is balanced. Now you're more open to changes if you have a lot of energy of air in you or energy of fire because you're just looking for for some kind of actions. And your life will be one big change if you have direct planets in your life. So if all the planets are direct, you will have to change. You will have to change, expand. You will be the one who will be expanding your family, basically. Now, how to welcome the changes? You need to make sure that you really want the changes. It's not like some current fashion or something like that. You need to have a vision. This is important. As soon as you kind of feel an urge that, okay, I want something different, make a vision first. Make a vision. So, where is my, oh, it's over there. So I have like written, yes, my vision may be a little blurry, but at least I have some kind of imagination of what I want. So you need to have the vision. Otherwise, the changes will be unpredictable, and you don't want that. Unless you want unpredictable changes, that's also kind of could be. Don't get attached to anything. Don't hold. If you're ready to change, then don't hold to your couch or to people that surround you, or to the city to the favorite coffee shop that you go to. I mean, let it be. Probably in another place there will be other coffee shops and other people and other couches. Um, Relax and accept. Remember, you have to be like a sponge, not like a stone. Don't try to put the changes into your box that you have right now. Allow the changes to bring you into their box. So you will expand your box kind of. And increase your energy level. This is the most important. So how to increase your energy level? You need to focus on yourself. Be laser focused on yourself. Enough of kind of saving the world. Enough spending your energy on others. Balance your overall energy. So your aura has to be balanced. Expand it a little bit. So if you never traveled before, don't go to to Australia, maybe first it's good to start going to a neighborhood city or a neighborhood state, just to kind of expand yourself a little bit, expand the energy first, make sure it's elastic. If it's hard for you to go um, from Florida to Georgia, and maybe going to Australia will be extremely hard. Maybe there's no need to go to Australia as of yet. So and then you need to balance the whole aura and keep the energy clean. So try to eat healthy, reduce, you know what, the sugar, the alcohol, the caffeine, exercise, and this way your energy will just increase naturally. If you keep it within yourself, it will increase, and it will need some kind of outlet, and that's where the changes will come. And if you want fast changes right now, then move to your Uranus line, or at least travel to that line. Okay, that's it. I wanted, let me see. Today I was walking in the new neighborhood. I was lazy, but I'm happy that I did walk a little bit, and I was so proud of myself. That's amazing. A new neighborhood always gives some kind of ideas. My life right now, there's a lot of news, so I allow myself to be a little lazy sometimes. But yeah, this is at least how it starts. It starts with something like that, some little changes. I have retro Saturn, pretty much same salary for 15 years and same type of jobs and job situations for 15 years. I guess I need energy to break this pattern. Well, Saturn is not only about your income. Saturn is like a strict parent. It's more about you learning your lessons. So yeah, but you probably, I wonder which house is your Saturn is in. Saturn is a big planet. It's not like a Venus or Mars. It's a social planet. I don't think same job and same pay, same salary depend on that. I think there's something else. Okay. I'm going to look through TikTok. I wanted to tell you something. I wanted to give you a little inspiration. So in Rome, I met this girl, just some Italian girl. We started to talk, and she asked me, "Well, what do you do?" And I said, "I teach women to be feminine." It's like my line. And I said that. So my line is like this: I work with energy, and I teach women to be feminine. So she said, "Why don't you teach me?" Everybody always says this. And I said, why don't you start? Because people usually say that, but I don't know whether they always mean. Even though people that come into my space, they are ready for some kind of changes. Because I'm pretty strong like that with energy. So I always say, well, why don't you start watching my YouTube and see whether you even like my approach, whether you like what I think, how I kind of talk. So she's like, okay, and I thought she would just forget and and that's it. That would be the end of our conversation. But a few days ago, she wrote to me and she said, I was doing your meditation on pleasure. Also, I told her, and do the meditation because I want to see whether the person is serious or not serious to start with. She said, I was doing your meditation on pleasure and I was doing your meditation to call in your partner. And she said in the beginning it was hard because she's Italian, so I couldn't understand some English words, and it was a little hard. But then when she translated them, it became easier. And she said they went to the seaside. So I guess next to Rome there is a seaside, and she said I met the guy, and it was exactly as I saw it in the meditation. So in meditation, I basically say you're on the beach, you come, something like that, and then you see the guy approaching you, and he's going straight to you, and he's exactly what you want him to be. And so she said, it happened exactly as I was imagining in meditation. There was a guy, and he was just walking towards our group, and he was walking straight at me, and I knew he was the one. So they're dating right now. I thought it was so funny because I also was doing this kind of meditation, but I never met a guy on the beach. But she literally took every single word and manifested exactly as it is. But I wanted to inspire you, and if you have difficulties to kind of keep yourself focused, and do the meditations. Meditations really help. I did a lot of them. and I was doing them constantly. They keep you in the right mindset, and I have a lot of them. I think 8. So do them. They do bring results, but if you do them um, consistently, it's not like a one. No, you know what? For some people, one time is enough if they have a very impressive mind and they can remember. For them, one time could be enough. But for a lot of people, you need to impress your mind with something new, and this would help you. So do the meditations. I mean, they're free. I used to pay for meditations like this. Do them and see how your life will change. Okay, let me glance through TikTok. There's a lot of somebody was writing. Maybe you have questions about the changes. Okay, I didn't miss anything, I think. If there are no questions, then we will meet. So maybe on Thursday. Not sure. Maybe I will just record a video and put it here. I'm going, but next Sunday we're going to discuss. The subject will be so beautiful: keeping the allure and attraction in a couple. I think I'm super good at that. Sometimes I lead men on for years and years and years. Um, and they seem to enjoy it. So if you think that I'm just playing with them, that's not true. Men like this. Men like when you keep in this fire burning on and on and on again and again. So this is what we're going to discuss next Saturday, and on Thursday we will see what I'm going to. Maybe I'll record. Maybe not. So maybe I will do because of the time changes. Anyways, I'm doing consultations. If you need, just write to me on WhatsApp. Energy alignments are done. So on like if you need me, I'm available on WhatsApp. Just write me and I will answer to you. And that's it. If you have questions, ask them, and I will answer them. Again, the question that was about the money and the man, I answered it in yesterday's video about the astrocartography, so to make it a little balanced, a little bit about astrology and a little bit about the energy in the relationship. Okay, thank you very much for being here. I'm so happy. I really enjoy our dialogues. Really enjoy them, and I miss them so much. But Florence, it just Florence was Florence. I almost lost myself there because again, my if you listen, you know that my Venus line goes there. So it's my focus was completely different. But again, I'm happy that I'm here, and I'm happy that I'm doing dialogues again. I'm so excited. All right, enjoy your Sunday, and I talk to you next Sunday for sure. Maybe on Thursday. All right, bye everybody. Bye TikTok. How do I turn it off? Bye YouTube. Enjoy your Sunday.